All right, so we are here today with our new best bud, Jeremy, because we've got the feel-good story of the year. My God. Jeremy, so we did a quick video about the bet slip, and then we got contacted about the backstory. So if you would, give the people the background about what happened with the bar and all that stuff.
Okay, so actually the bet was made 2 weeks prior to anything happening with the bar.
No way.
Yeah. So we bet the it was wild card weekend. I believe it was that Thursday or Friday, and it's me and another buddy that we actually own the bar together, and we were coming up with two different bets, and one of them was Chiefs to win the Super Bowl, Real Madrid to win the Champions League, and the third was Stanley Cup Finals. And one had Edmonton Oilers, the other had the Avalanche because we're big hometown guys.
We were gonna ask, okay.
So we have season tickets to the Avs. We're diehards, but we have a buddy that lives in Edmonton, and so we've gone to Edmonton a couple times to see the Avs versus Oilers, and obviously you got McJesus on the team, and so you always kind of root for that guy. So we made two different bets. It was really good odds because the Chiefs weren't home team, throughout the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So you had the Bills and Baltimore, and everybody was on those two guys. And with the Chiefs having a guy named by the name of Mahomes, you kind of couldn't count him out. So we jumped all over that because that was at 6.5 to 1. And then we're big soccer guys, so.
That was going to be my question. I was going to ask, was Real Madrid a completely random bet, or are you guys big European soccer fans?
Well, I'm a Chelsea fan. Premier League.
Same, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah. And my business partner, he's a big Man U guy. And since our teams weren't anywhere near that, we were trying to figure out what we were going to bet. And with Carlo Ancelotti being the coach of Real, the guy's been there and accomplished a lot. So we kind of figured him with the odds with that. They were at 8 to 1. And so with City and Bayern and Arsenal were your top three favorites, and the odds weren't good on those, so we kind of stayed away. And then when Real got drawn into it, they had to play City first and somehow beat them, and then we had to play Bayern after that and somehow beat them.
Yeah.
And so when they got through to the finals, we thought we were sitting pretty. And then
until Dortmund hit three posts in the first half, and
oh
my God, we're gonna lose.
The first half, I was in Arizona with a couple buddies, and none of them watched soccer, and I had them all sit in front of the screen, and I was shitting myself for the first half. They looked horrible, and then when they came out in the second half and scored, I was pretty relieved.
Yep. But hold on. I want to go back, Jeremy. When you were sitting there, wild card weekend, and you're like, the odds makers are counting out Mahomes. This is a good bet. Why wasn't it just let's bet on the Chiefs to win the bowl? How did it become the parlay? Like, how were you like, why don't we sprinkle in a couple champs?
Yeah. So we it was a free bet, and anytime we get free bets, we always take these long shot parlays.
This is incredible.
Because in our mind as gamblers, we're like, hey, it's not really your money yet.
Yeah.
So you're kind of on a free roll. So we always do a 2 or 3 teamer, and I've done it plenty of times. And actually, I hit one personally 2 years ago that had the Rams, the Avalanche, and the Warriors. And that
Oh my God.
Yeah, and that one hit for 260,000.
Let's go. What? Jeremy's the guy. What the fuck? Dr. We gotta fire Locks, dude. Jeremy's the guy.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah, that's why, because I posted on my story, I'm like, is lightning gonna strike twice? And BR Bets hit me up and is like, you got another one going? And I'm like, yeah, because I did an interview with them 2 years ago.
God,
like,
that's incredible.
You're a savant, dude. This is insane.
Yeah.
So wait, I'm curious now. What date did you make this bet?
The current one, it was either Thursday or Friday of Wild Card Weekend. I'll have to look it up, but basically
it's a January.
So it's like a January bet. Okay, so the Oilers were already kind of back on track. Like they
were back on track, but I believe they weren't in a wild card spot yet.
Yeah.
And so they were at 11 to 1, but you could see the promise in them.
Yep.
And so it was to throw it in there. And then our thinking was, hey, if they meet up with the Avs in the Western Conference, we got a shoe in.
Yeah, seriously.
Dude,
Because at that point, the Avs were firing.
Correct.
But here's the big question. Because it's a free bet, are you not getting buyout options?
There's no buyout option with BetMGM.
So you just got to ride this.
Or hedge. Or hedge.
Or hedge.
Are you thinking about hedging?
Yeah, and that was going to be my next point. We actually hedged out a little bit last night.
Okay.
Wait, you did that last night?
Let's go.
Yes. My business partner, so he's in Boston.
Okay.
He's dating a girl that she's a big Celtics fan.
Nice.
So he flew out for game 1, and we're talking through it last night, and I was like, we'd be dumb. Like, we got to put, we ended up putting just over 100 just to make sure we each win 50 grand.
Yep.
And then, so we're still riding the Oilers pretty heavy because we're gamblers at heart, and we're like, all right, we got to, have betting interest in it. But we had to hedge out. Like, that's like,
I can't believe his girl didn't talk you into a little Panthers Celtics hedge. Little just sprinkle a little bit on the C's too.
Right? Yeah. But we didn't. Yeah, NBA's a fickle bitch.
Yeah, it sure is.
Okay, so
we hedged out a little bit.
So you make this huge bet. You've got the hedge going out too. Nice, so we're protected. But walk us through the crazy story that happened with the bar. I mean, this whole saga is wild.
Not just what happened. Tell us about the bar itself. I know we know the name, but tell the listeners the name and everything about it. Yeah.
So the bar's called the Sportsbook Bar and Grill, which people ask why. We used to go to Vegas all the damn time, and 13, 14 times a year, and we sit in the sports book, watch hockey, basketball, all that shit, football. So we've had it it'll be 12 years in December. Wow. And we currently have 2 locations. The one location, the weekend of AFC, NFC conference championships, that Friday, I get a call at about 3:30 in the morning. It was broken into, and a gentleman was trying to steal some stuff, couldn't get anything, and he decided he would catch our office on fire. And that spread, hit the office, a little bit in the kitchen, the bathrooms. The office is centrally located in the building, so then when the fire sprinklers went off and all the smoke, the damage was pretty good. Even though, the fire was only, I think they said 18 minutes.
God,
so
that's crazy.
It's nuts. And initially they're like, hey, 60 days, you guys will be open. And we basically have a phone call every Monday with the construction lead and the landlords, and it just keeps getting pushed back. And right now they're saying probably September 1st, because hopefully in the next 2 weeks we'll have all the permitting done. The guy that broke in, he is in jail right now, so that's good. He hit our place and another place down the way.
No way! Wow.
Yeah, and he was strung out on some shit, I'm sure.
Yeah. But, did he set that place on fire too?
Yeah, he started.
No
that
way!
One.
My God.
And that one actually got it worse.
Oh,
so we kind of count our lucky stars, but that one is a complete loss, and they'll have to all the way start over.
Yeah,
it was just a little hibachi place down the road. But so yeah, he broke in, took off. They caught him down the street because he tried to break into another restaurant, and they were getting food delivered, and they called the cops and were like, hey, this guy's trying to break in.
Yeah, I see 2 fires down the road.
Yeah, there's a serial arsonist coming through this
town.
And
it's wild because, like, and then his record, it showed him, this is in Colorado, and then his record showed that he had done it a couple times in Alabama.
Oh my
God.
That's insane.
I'm like, this is wild. But like we have really good insurance, so we're protected there. It just it sucked for our employees,
It's awful.
We got to pay our servers for 60 days, and then after that, we were like, hey, go find a job. Like we don't know when we're going to be back, and a lot of them
it's coming up on 9 months, right? If it's September, that's like 9 months out of business.
Or no, January.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Right. Yeah.
But if it hits,
it'll be 9 months.
That's what I'm saying.
It'll be 9-10 months. It's gut wrenching, and we're paying our managers and we're paying a few cooks, but we had almost 60 employees at that store, and so there's a lot of people out of a job.
Yeah, it's awful. And then talk to us, about, and maybe the insurance is covering the actual construction thing, but just talk to us about if you hit this one, what the winnings will do to help getting back on track there.
Yeah. So if when we hit this one.
Hell yeah.
It'll definitely help because we want to do some improvements, and insurance doesn't. They put it back together how it was.
Yeah.
And so we want to do some improvements in the kitchen and in the bathrooms, stuff you kind of don't see but needs to be done. But yeah, just some stuff that we can take care of now if we have an extra 100K. It's kind of what we're thinking.
God.
I don't have to take a loan out for it or anything like that, but it goes a long way. And then we're still paying a lot of our cooks, and we're actually paying that out of our savings, like out of our pocket.
It's amazing
because we want them to come back. And so we're taking on the financial burden of that. We have another bar that, does make money. And so, but the other one has no income coming in. So we're paying a few people out of our pocket.
Sure.
And they know that. And it's just, they're great, good people. And we want them all to come back.
Yeah, that's amazing. It feels like you guys kind of have crafted this family culture at the spot. And it's awesome. That
a lot of them have been there, 7, 8, 9 years.
Yeah, I mean,
it's crazy. The employee retention we have is pretty nuts in the business.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And it's really cool that we've got this bar called Sportsbook.
Yeah,
and we've got all these bets wrapped up in the future success of this bar. That's so fun.
I think we got to rename it to the Chiefs Madrid Oilers Bar and Grill.
We're going to rename it Carlo Ancelotti's.
Yes. Exactly.
Jeremy, where did you watch the bowl? Where did you watch the Champions League final? And where will you be watching these cup games?
The Super Bowl this year, we watched it at our buddy's house. He has a big Super Bowl party every year.
And were you and Judd together?
Yeah, we were together with assholes puckered for that one.
Yeah.
The Chiefs didn't want to show up to the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So watch it there, buddy's house. Got a cool setup in his basement. The Champions League final, I was in Arizona on a trip down there to go see a concert, and like I said, I was with a bunch of people that don't watch soccer. And I made them, when I told them, hey, this is what's going on, two of my buddies were like, fuck yeah, that's crazy. So we watched that. We watched it there. Like I said, the first half sucked and I was sweating bullets, and then the second half they looked so much better, and so I was pretty pumped.
When Bellingham slid that ball to Vinny, and he scores to make it 2-0. Were you immediately texting Judd like, "Holy shit, like we've got a shot"?
Yeah, because he was actually watching it at our other bar.
Oh, nice.
And so I'm texting him, and then I can see the cameras. So I look at the cameras, and they're just going wild because it was a packed bar, and I'm just So that was awesome. And then the next day was Oilers, Stars game 6.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
And so.
Dude, how are you alive? Like, how have you had a heart attack?
Because Friday was game 5, and then Saturday was Champions League. And then,
Sunday game 6. Oh my God.
Yeah. And then so Sunday, I mean, we're watching that, and I'm going wild. For the first 10 minutes, I'm like, these guys look like the Stanley Cup champions. They're skating. And then they're like, no, we're going to park the bus. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing?
Shoot 10 times in a game.
Yeah. And so, the second and third period, I'm losing my shit.
Yeah.
And they end up winning, obviously. So that was awesome. It's funny, like where I'm watching it, I'm out in this place called Coffeyville, Kansas. I wouldn't recommend anyone go there. It's where my father-in-law lives out here. So I play in a golf tournament with him every year.
Oh, that's awesome.
So tomorrow starts the tournament, and then they do a big dinner. And there's a small 6-seater bar at this country club on TV. And I called him yesterday. I'm like, you're going to have the game on, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, which game? Is it college softball? And I'm like, no. I'm like, no, there's a thing called the Stanley Cup. And they're like, oh, we should be able to get it on. And so I'm like, all right.
Yeah, rope off every seat, pal. I'm going to need some space.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to be sweating it with a bunch of, 60-year-old golf dudes, but whatever.
Dude, I feel like you got it. Where's the second location again of the bar?
Highlands Ranch. So they're both in Colorado.
Yep.
One is in Greenwood Village, and then one is in Highlands Ranch.
Dude, I feel like you got to get to Highlands for a closeout game when Edmonton's there, because that place is going to be rooting for you guys so hard. It's going to be going insane.
So we're going to Vegas next Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
For BetMGM's helping us out there to watch game 4, And then, I want to watch probably game 5, game 6 at the bar.
Yeah. I was about to say, you got to get to the BetMGM Sports Lounge to watch that game while you're there.
Yeah, we're going to, they're putting us up at Ari and shit. So,
oh my God.
Been there plenty of times. And
Nice,
we're excited.
Nice.
It'll be fun.
Jeremy, when were you actually like, yo, this might hit? Like, like the Chiefs winning the bowl, I'm sure was big, but when was the moment, and maybe it's right now, but when was the moment where you were like, this might actually come home, boys?
We knew if we could get Real to win, and the Oilers were still in contention, that Real won, and I was like, okay. And then when I was like, it's still Edmonton, and so when they won the next day, that's when we were like, all right, fuck yeah, like
we have a real shot at this.
Yeah, there's a relief now.
I mean, like, Real winning, you're like, holy shit. And then Edmonton taking care of business in the Western Conference Finals in 6, you're like, dude, this is going to happen.
Madrid winning opened the hedge up, right? Like, Madrid winning, and now you're like, okay, dude, we can win money now.
Yeah. And it got kind of real when they beat City. Like,
yeah.
I was like,
I don't know if this can happen.
I was like, all right. And they beat them. And that's when we kind of were like, this could go.
Yeah, because dude, even the Chiefs, like you said, the reason they had good odds is because they were on the road, and it's hard to count them out. But it felt like it was most of the season. It felt like it wasn't the Chiefs' year.
Yeah, totally.
So like even them winning, you're like,
man, seeing that ticket from BetMGM, I was just like, this is insane.
Yeah,
and I mean, God, Jeremy, just adding the whole story that you and Judd have been through with the bar. We've got a serial arsonist just running around Colorado, apparently. But, I mean, it's like you love stories like this. So like, when we saw that, when BetMGM sent that over to us, the first thing we thought was, you got to be kidding me. Like, this is such a cool, feel-good story and such an added element for any neutral fan who's like, I don't really have a stake in the game here. Yeah. And now it's like,
I'm like, well, hey, 2 guys got their bar burned down in Colorado, and then he might hit a 3-teamer parlay to get it all back. It's incredible.
Unbelievable.
Jeremy, here's the hard-hitting question, dude. You got to take, when this hits, you and Judd better take that Oilers fan friend out to a very nice steak dinner.
Yes.
Because you wouldn't have been on them at all without him.
Oh, yeah. If I didn't know... Yeah, if I didn't know his name's Chad, if I didn't know Chad in fucking Edmonton, this would have never fucking happened.
Chad better be getting a very nice steak dinner.
Oh my God, like, this is unbelievable. Well, I'll tell you what, we're obviously pulling for this story to come through, and
I appreciate it.
And I'll also say this: when this hits and the story is complete, and Sportsbook gets all the nice renovations and set up, we're going to come to Colorado in October for game 1 of the Avs season and watch a game with you there for sure.
Fuck yeah, man. Yeah, we have season tickets, but if you boys come in, we'll watch the first game together.
There we go.
I love that. I love that.
Maybe we'll come for one on the road, because I don't want to take you from going to the games.
There you go. Oh, home opener is pretty fun.
Yeah. Hell yeah. It's amazing. All right. Well, Jeremy, we don't want to take up more of your time, but thank you so much for hopping on with us. This story is unreal. We're so glad we got to talk to you.
And we're gonna need some check-ins from Vegas. Okay, so we'll get on a text. Yeah, and I want the pics from Aria and everything. We'll be with you, dude.
Yeah, the BR guys, same thing. They're like, hey, send us some videos. I'm like, you want videos from Kansas? They're like, that's awesome. I'm like, all right.
Actually, yeah, I want to pick up the clubhouse scene tomorrow night.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'll send it to you. You'll be like, look at all these fucking yuppies, man.
Incredible.
Oh, God, so true. All right, well, you're the best, brother. We're rooting for you, and all right. I guess go Oilers.
Go Oilers, dude. Best of luck to you and Judd, man. It's amazing.
What are they? Loyal to the oil, right?
Yeah, loyal to the oil, dude.
There it is.
All right, boys. Be good. We'll talk to you soon.
You too. Thanks, Jeremy.
Bye-bye.